You could say,
Let's go.
you could say this is Christina's idea. Christina insisted that we do sing this song. Yeah.
Well, you've just personally admitted to that because we're already recording. Hello, Christina. Aloha.
Hello. Okay.
Let's sing. Every little
My body is happy.
Every little cell
in my body as well. Every little cell in my body is happy.
Every little cell in my body as well.
I'm so glad.
Every little cell in my body is happy and
well. I'm so glad.
Every little cell in my body is happy and well.
Yay! There was a little delay, so I stopped to let your voice be heard.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, it is a challenge with the audio trying to sing on this at the same time. But that was beautiful. And it always uplifts.
That song just lights everybody up. I do it with 2-year-olds, I do it with 70-year-olds, and people dance and it brings them joy. So thank you for sharing that with me because I use it all the time.
It's great. What a great song to get stuck in your head as well.
Yeah.
So good, so good. And I encourage everyone to sing it, and if they want to record it, but definitely at least sing it. So good. Like you say, it lights everyone up. My darling Christina in Hawaii. Love your background, darling. Thank you for joining me.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's super exciting to think about our retreat, which was going to be happening in April, but has now been postponed potentially to April 2021. We'll confirm that date really soon. Across the Easter week, it was going to be across Easter in 2020. Instead, we had a nice little Zoom call that Easter weekend. But when we do get to meet in person with the beautiful women coming to this retreat, it is going to be so nourishing and extra special.
Extra.
The Aloha Immersion. So would love to hear some thoughts. What's exciting you about it the most? What's exciting? Does that make sense? What are you excited most about it?
Well, I'm excited because it's Hawaii. And the location that you picked for the actual retreat, you just you created all of this. Polynesian culture is a very specific culture, and you have reverence for the culture, which is key, I think. So all the women who participate in the Aloha Immersion they're going to be literally grounded in Aloha Immersion. There's a very congruent element to how you plan this all out. And, so for me, Hawaii itself is going to, and how you're just so congruent and so reverent that in itself is going to be its own magic, so, and the structure, the itinerary, and everyone that you reached out to, local wise, like very respectful of the locals, which is really, that's important to Hawaii. So your navigational skills, so to speak, on how to create this and have a container where Hawaii is being held, the women are being held, the culture's being held, everything's being held. It's been a beautiful witnessing, and knowing where we're going and living here and knowing what's there, and the ocean and the vibration and the mana that's where we're going to be. That's like all of it already. You know what I mean? So there's already going to be this magic, and it's just going to be because the women are here. And it's just going to be because the way you structured it. They're going to be able to really, I have this expression that I always say, I'm just moving the way my love moves. They're going to be able to just move the way the island moves. And the island itself moves in such a way where it will soften, nourish, revive, it'll do all the things. You know, the island itself will do it, and the people that you've selected to bring the women to this and that. It'll just be this beautiful flow of Aloha Immersion in a very Polynesian, respectful way. And I am personally attached to honoring the culture here. So to be co-creating with you, I think that in itself is pretty special. I'm excited about that.
Thank you. Thank you. And it has been such a treat to co-create with you, my darling. So you are our lead facilitator you just bring so much passion for helping women follow their natural rhythms, and so committed to helping them honor themselves in the way they need to and be fully nourished in a way that I have not seen many people to like. The way you embody that is profound, and you continually learn and enhance your skills in that, which is so inspiring too. I think it's going to be such a treat for every day for all the women to have some of your love and wisdom. In addition, of course, Hawaii itself, you can just come to Hawaii and be totally touched and having the most magical experience. This immersion in Aloha, where we're going to go deeper into the understanding of the culture and each aspect of Aloha and all the beautiful things that we're going to experience along with what you bring, it's actually phenomenal. I'm getting super excited as I think about it.
I know, it's just so incredible because it's really, truly nourishing. So let me speak on that for a second. So A Woman's Guide to Understanding Your Own Natural Rhythms is a 4-month journal. And when the women arrive, they all have their journal. They're all going to have their journals and a little sweet package on their bed, a care package. And we're going to start in the journal. They'll be here a week. So they'll have a full week, access to me the entire time, and we'll be working in it. It's a mastermind consciousness format. And what I mean by that is we're not telling the women what their natural rhythms should be. It's the women really just showing up and allowing their natural rhythms to be. And then we have this structure and this, it's the guide. So the primary thing is being connected to our body, mind, and heart, and being congruent in our body, mind, and heart, and just allowing, you know. So and I'm going to be cooking breakfast and lunch, which I'm very excited about because it's another one of my passions. And I know, and I've learned how to cook in alignment with natural rhythms, which I'm saying physiology. So, you know, let's say you have a certain genetic makeup. I can make you something that's going to make you feel better. You know what I mean? Or you already feel great, so I can make you something that's going to expand upon that. So I'm really excited about that. But the journal themselves is going to allow the women to really understand and know themselves in a way where they are deeply and intimately connected to themselves. And it's 4 different weeks, but I won't go into it too much because it gets too confusing. But the primary thing isn't really physiology or hormones. The primary thing is shining light on ourselves, like really just honoring who we are as women. And if I may, Deb, I would love to shine light on you right now as an example of what I mean by shining light on who we are as women to help us make our hopes, goals, and dreams come true. So I'm going to shine light on you, and is that okay?
Thank you.
Are you ready to receive, darling?
Thank you. This is beautiful.
Okay, so in shining light on you, I'm going to use, there's another guide called the Guide for Those Who Love Us. And it's for a parent who's helping their teenage daughter. It's for anyone who loves us and wants to be a supportive space for us. In that guide, there's 2 things. Hold your shape, own your space. Hold your shape, like you're not taking someone else's, PMS on, you're not taking someone else's, you are just holding your shape and they have their PMS, that kind of thing. So in order to shine light on you as my friend, my sister, a co-creator, and a female entrepreneur, these are the gifts I think you embody. And I don't know how much work you've done on it, but it seems like a lot of it is really truly your nature. You are able to hold your shape and own your space. And in connection with you, what I can share with you is that you have that gift. And we've had several, you've been here several times, and we connect, and I'm so grateful when we connect. And, you know, if my heart is hurting because something's happening in my life, I don't have to worry about you taking it on. I don't have to worry about you calling me negative. There's this compassionate listening. And I think listening in this way is very, very important for any coach who's going to be coaching other human beings. And so you hold your shape and you're on your space. You don't take anything on. And in not taking anything on, I notice I can move through whatever's hurting my heart. I could just share it real quick, just so you know it's there. You know what I mean? Like, just like try to be conscientious about myself, and just because it's really important to me that I am not trying to live a life where I have to feel like I have to be more than I am or less than I am. And you offer that clean space where I could just be. And then if there's anything that your listening is such that if there's anything where I'm not honoring myself, or I'm not showing up for myself, or I have a fear, and it's, you can hear it and you give me feedback, and it's always right on, because your listening is at a level of the mastermind consciousness where I don't have to worry about you coaching me, and I'm like, dude, we're just friends, and I don't have to worry about you not coaching me because we are friends. So there's this beautiful thing that you offer that I can imagine your clients very quickly getting exactly what they need from you. And I just wanted to, so that would be me shining light on you. Like, you have that gift. It's deeper than just, you're pretty, Deb. You know, there's a, because the guides are all about cultivating intimacy. Like, we have all these experiences where something, and then we're moving through Hawaii, and we see the women, and they're practicing their hula, or they're dancing hula, and then there's a song comes on, and I just start hulaing, and you are holding your shape and owning your space, and I could feel that you could feel the beauty of the story. And that is a level of reverence that is so rare, and so I personally think that's just your nature. So that would be an example of shining light on someone.
Wow. Thank you. That's really, really beautiful. And I'm grateful to be the example.
How do you feel receiving? How are you with receiving that?
I really am grateful. It's so beautiful to be seen and witnessed. And that's who I want to be. Like, it's great to be that, for you to be that experience, to experience that from me, because that's exactly how I would like to be showing up. So that's great.
Well, you're doing it. You're doing it. It's like Peter Pan. You're doing it, Peter. You're
So I do want to hear you share about hula, but before that, on the journals, one of the things I love is that there's a daily practice of the body, mind, and heart connection. Do you want to share just briefly that? Because it's something we can actually start now. Because that's since learning it from you, I realized, that I need to learn to practice that. It's not something that I was already doing.
Yeah. So the body, mind, heart, one word mantra is what it's called. And so you wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is you get deeply and intimately connected to those three spaces, which is one space, but we want it all to be congruent. So we have in the journal, there's, let me see, I'm going to open the journal so that I am articulating it properly. So the journal has, for the one words, it has sensation words for your heart, for your body, and for your mind. And there's a list. So you wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is you stop and you pause, and you say to yourself, how's my heart? What's on my mind? How does my body feel? In whatever order works for your own natural rhythms. And then you are finding one word for each. And then the total practice is this simple. I'm going to do it now, okay? So my body feels amazing. my mind is thinking excited, my heart is full. That is that's it. There's one word for each thing. And you write it down in the journal. There's space to write it down. And you do that every morning. And by the end of the week, you have an actual chart on your body, mind, and heart. And the power of this, because I've been doing it with little ones and older ones and men and women and different, I've been doing it and published this April last year. So I've been working on it diligently with other people, because it's really no good unless other people give you feedback, right? So here's what we're discovering. The little people, the little people are like, I'm not tired, but when you do this exercise with them and they get connected deeply into their body, mind, and heart, and it's coming from inside of them, they'll be like, it's this amazing turnaround. My body is tired. My mind is very tired. My heart is tired. I need to go to sleep. Like, where before it was like, I'm not tired. I'm just crazy or whatever. They're trying to be fun. So when you ask them, they'll give you funny answers. But when they ask themselves the question, it's a completely different thing. It's stunning to witness that, actually. And, I had some men where, they just don't even know. They're not even, they're just like, I don't know what's my heart, but once you explain it to them and you get them in the rhythm, because it's a very quick practice, they realize often that they're living the life they love, or they're like, oh, I didn't even realize that, or you know what I mean? So it brings you back to yourself. Like, at the end of the week, you could be like, oh, I had such a hard week. It was awful. And really, you had this one day where your mind was like confused. But by the end of the week, you're like, or you could have this amazing time. The reverse could be true. So to really be deeply and intimately connected to what's true for us, when we leave our house from that space of being connected to ourselves, body, mind, and heart, congruency, we are able to navigate in a way where we know it's not the other person. We know we left the house a little grumpy on the inside. We know we have our periods, and we do things to prepare so that we can, be congruent and guided and know how to navigate an outer world with being able to hold our shape and own our space type of thing. So it's a very simple practice. It's just get up, think about your body, mind, and heart. Write one word that resonates. It has to resonate. That's like a key component, though. And then at the end of the week, you check your own graph. So this is an amazing thing, because nobody's telling you who you are. You're just checking your own graph. And these are words that resonated with you in that moment. So when you see the graph, it's all you, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can drink more water. You can have a conversation about a relationship, something that's bothering you. So that's what I'm talking about.
I love it. It's it really is simple, and it really does help you connect more with yourself, which is so, so, so important and powerful. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. I'm a fan. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So the other thing I really know you're passionate about is hula. Do you want to share a little bit about what hula is for you and Hawaii, and what we're going to do on our retreat as well?
Okay, so for me, moving to Hawaii has been this incredible experience where I'm going to, frame this in a certain way, where I'm allowed to be a woman here. And prior to that, where I came from, I always felt like everyone was trying to get me to man up all the time. And of course, you want me to man up, I could do it. I'm from Philly. I know how to man up, right? I could do it in a heartbeat. My father was a Marine. I can man up. But something felt missing for me. But I come to Hawaii, and I sank into my femininity in a way that was so, it's like I could feel myself again, And so all these things were just spontaneously happening. And I was at a church, and someone mentioned hula group, and I'm like, hula? And I went the very next day or something like that. And so I just lucked out that there was a halal that was looking for people. And as as soon as I got into this sisterhood circle with these women, with the hula sisters, they are, well, first of all, my kumu hula, she is probably one of the most stunning women I've ever met, and she's brilliant, and her teaching style is so incredible. The Polynesian teaching is so, it's just so beautiful. I won't be able to, I'll take up all the time if I talk about that part itself, but it's really hard to learn authentic hula. Like you see the tourist hula and the, grass skirts and stuff, but that's like the tourist version of aloha. The actual embodiment of hula is a story being told, and every story is this really beautiful, reverent story. Typically, love of the land, love of friends, love of love, romantic love, sexual love, love of a child, any kind of love that you could possibly imagine. Hula is telling that story. So when you're doing hula, learning it was a real learning curve for me, and I'm still learning it. It's going to be a learning curve for me. But when I got to do my first song and I was able to actually hula, I started to notice that I felt so in love, in like being in love was moving through my body, like liquid, like it was like liquid in loveness. I don't know. I just made that up. It just came out. But that's what it felt like to me. Like every inch of my body, there was just so much love. And sometimes I feel that happy now that, people are like, wonder what this chick's on. I am not, I'm on, transcendental meditation. I'm on hula. I'm on Hawaii. I'm on gratitude. I'm on savoring. I'm on all the things that I do daily, because I created this movement called Love Affair with Thyself. So I really need to practice what I preach. You know what I mean? So, but hula itself it's love. It's a story being told. It's just been this profound, you watch a hula dancer dance, and if you really watch, she's telling you a story. And if you pay attention, and my hula teacher always says this, you're not a hula dancer until the person you're dancing for, you reach their heart. It has to reach their heart. So I had this situation where my father died in 2017, and I had practiced this hula song for 7 months. I'm telling you, I practiced it for 2 hours a day.
Wow.
Because I was going to give it to my parents for their 51st or 52nd, I can't remember, wedding anniversary, but my father died before I could get home. So a year later after he died, my mother planned this luau for when I came home, and I finally got to dance that song that I had been practicing to honor my parents and to honor the space between them and I and the home I grew up in. It was this beautiful song, and she invited my father and his friends. So when I got there, I realized, like, my dad's not there. So I said to my dad's best friend, will you fill in for my father and sit next to my mother? And he was honored to do so. And the minute he said he was honored, something happened to me, and I started dancing, and everybody in the room, this is a bunch of seniors now, right? So there's and everybody their silence was thick. Tears were flowing down everybody's eyes, and I was able to hold my shape and own my space. And I felt so much gratitude and love, and like the loss of my father was being healed because I got to share the gift that I had been practicing for so long for my parents. And having my dad's friend be there as my dad's representative was perfect because he loved my father. So it was this amazing dance that I don't think I'll ever dance like that again, because it was just so meaningful. And it helped me heal something that was really, really significant to me. So for me, hula is this magical save your life type thing.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. I didn't know that. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Yeah, you hadn't shared that story with me. I'm really touched. Beautiful.
You asked.
Love questions.
Be careful what you ask,
Yeah.
because she'll answer you.
What's that? Say again?
I said, be careful what you ask Christina, because she will answer you.
It's beautiful.
I'm teasing. Yeah.
So the great thing about hula, not only the great thing about hula is we are actually going to have a lesson and get to know it more than any of us have known before. So that's a highlight of the retreat, that we will have a hula lesson. We'll also get to experience it at the luau that we're going to on the last night, which was like a big, beautiful Hawaiian feast and great stuff. There's so many cool things we're doing in the week. I think we need to have another chat to go through the detail of that. We're going to have an island tour. We're going to learn the Ho'oponopono prayer. We're going to be located at the base of a mountain right near the beach, right that's behind me. So we'll be able to swim and hike and do yoga and all sorts of beautiful activities in nature.
Yeah, as you're speaking, I'm thinking we need to do a video for each aspect.
Yeah, I think so. And of course, the daily connection in the women's wisdom, like kind of circle that we're creating together with the beautiful women coming and with you leading us, Christina, is just going to be very, very special. Very beyond words. I can't explain the words.
Yeah, but what I really want to make sure everyone understands is that it's about rest and nourishment. It's about being so fully nervous. Actually, it's about being so full of yourself that you have a lot to give.
Yes.
Your cup runneth over rather than being drained and depleted. And you're so deeply and intimately connected to yourself. You know now what you need to do to prevent that, if it's possible. I mean, it may take time. There's no guarantees, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Oh, it's all about loving yourself more than you have ever done before, and that is embodied where you can really take it back with practical tools and a whole new capacity to receive and be nourished.
And that's saying, like, one of the things that in all of our work with women through the past 30 years is that we're such givers. We give to the point of depletion, and then giving to the point of depletion are, other things can happen. But to fill ourselves up, and not everyone's taught that, because that has a selfish it can get tricky. But to fill ourselves up from a physiological level is how we give the best of ourselves to others. So that kind of deep nourishing. There's sleep, and then there's deep sleep. There's loving ourselves, and then there's really cherishing and honoring our own natural rhythms on a physiological level. And it's not this lifelong thing as much as it doesn't take a lot of time if we're connected to our intuition and our instincts. It's kind of effortless.
Yeah, absolutely. And like anything, the more we practice, we build the muscle, and it's just becomes a default rather than something different.
Well, practice is like ritual. Like practice and ritual for me are one and the same. Like, I create a tea ritual, and then I go all out. I mean, as a matter of fact, I used the tea thing that you gave me from Australia, and I put it on top of it, and I do the tea. I make a little teapot, and I create it as a ritual. Like, I'm intentionally doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's that kind of full-bodied living, authentic living, and that sort of thing that it's really helpful.
Full-bodied living. It's the intention, the consciousness, the presence, the actual really choosing how we want to create our life and bring more love every moment. Really.
More love, deeper love. Bring me your higher love. Oh, there's also a list.
Oh,
there's a Spotify list.
Oh, yeah.
For cleansing, because there's 4 journaling parts: cleansing, intentional self-care, clarity, and innovation. And innovation's my favorite week of the month.
Hey,
So they're all my favorite, actually. So I did Spotify music list to go with them, and the cleansing phase is more like modern music. So cleansing modern, and then I created Woman's Guide Inner Sensuality playlist, because we want women to be in touch with their sensuality, which is different than having sex. It's your sensuality as a woman is just innate in you, and allowing that in your space, allowing that to be a part of your love for yourself, you know. There's a meditative one too. I'm still building and working on it, but I just wanted to share that that's offered, and it's offered now.
Yeah, thanks. I'll put those we'll put those links out with the video, and maybe even I'll put it on the Aloha Immersion webpage perhaps.
Okay, so we're off now.
Oh no, I just want to say thank you, and we will make more videos.
I'm
And
like, are we done?
I know, I'm just like, oh well, let's share that. And thank you for sharing today, honey. You're such an amazing inspiration, and I love you, and thank you.
I love you, and you. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. I love talking to you, Deb.
Oh, thanks. I love talking to you. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.